welcome to the Badass Breastfeeding Podcast. I'm Dianne, your lactation consultant.
And I'm Abby, the Badass Breastfeeder. And today's episode is brought to you by the Dairy Fairy, making ingenious intimates for mama's milk. And today's episode is also brought to you by Fairhaven Health. Fairhaven Health brings you the Milk Saver on the go, the mini version of the wildly popular Original Milk Saver that collects your leaking breast milk. And we'll hear more from our fabulous sponsors after we hear from our review of the week.
Our review of the week is from Yes 1KA. Awesome pair of women who leave you feeling empowered about breastfeeding and your breastfeeding journey. And isn't that what it's all about? Like, come on.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. So thank you very, very much for that.
Thank you.
For summing it up perfectly. And we would love to hear your reviews. Definitely keep them coming. We love reading them. We love making people review of the week. And we are going to find out what other things we have in store today.
Yes. And we have an announcement, as you may already see as you clicked open the episode, that this is our 100th episode. Can you even believe it?
We've been planning this for a long time.
Yeah, we've done 100 episodes.
100.
I can't even wrap my brain around that.
I wonder who's listened to all of them. I wonder if there's anybody that's listened to all 100 episodes. I would love to know if somebody's listened to all 100. Yes, please tell us.
If you are listening to this episode right now and you have listened to all 100 episodes, go to Facebook or to Instagram, the Badass Breastfeeder on Instagram, the Badass Breastfeeder on Facebook, or Dianne Cassidy Consulting on Facebook and Dianne Cassidy Consult. Is it Dianne Cassidy Consulting on Instagram?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Go either of those places, any of those places, and we are doing a huge giveaway. And comment, anybody who comments, is entered in the giveaway. Comment there and tell us that you heard this and that you have, in fact, listened to all 100 episodes, because we think that's cool.
Oh, my God. I haven't even listened to all 100 episodes. I'm not going to lie.
Seriously, I have not either. I've recorded 100, but I haven't listened to 100.
I know.
I don't think I've listened to 2. Now, listen, it's not, and I'm here. I'm right here. Why do I need to listen to it over again so I can hear my nasally voice? That's as soon as I start hearing it, I'm I can't listen to myself.
There is sometimes I will when Tom is doing it, and y'all know my husband's my producer, or our producer. So when he's playing it and setting it up and all that stuff, I will sometimes listen a little bit. But in the beginning, I did not. I was I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But now I'm kind of we'll listen while I'm putting laundry away or whatever I'm doing while he's doing it. And, but there's, a lot of them that I have not listened to.
Yeah. And
it's kind of like writing, I don't like to read my own writing. If I would write a blog or write papers or, I've done, research projects and a book and all that stuff. And it's I don't like to read over my own writing. I like to write it and be done with it. I don't go back. I don't like to go back and read it. So, yeah. So there's my tangent on that. But 100 episodes. That's 100 really cool.
Episodes.
Yeah. It's really cool.
And we're doing a big giveaway. And the prizes are awesome. And all you have to do is comment on either Facebook or Instagram. Or, hey, if you're smart, you'll comment in all 4 places to quadruple your chances. Yeah. Which is totally fine. It's totally allowed.
Hey, can we put a review in too? If people put a review in on iTunes, because the date is in there when they put that review in.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So do a review, and we'll also count that as an entry.
Yeah, and then still let us know on social media that you did it. We would love your reviews.
Yep.
And if you let us know that it's there, we can also read it.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. Tons of ways to get into the contest.
Yes.
So it's awesome.
So do you want to hear the prizes?
Yes, I do.
Okay, the prizes. The first prize is from Mother Love. Their nipple cream and the Malunge herbal supplement.
Nice.
And the second one is from Free the Mother, and it's a t-shirt that says, "Hold babies, not grudges."
Oh my God, I need one of those for me.
I know. It's so cool.
I want to win.
And then the next prize that is one of my favorites. It's a book. It is called Nurses When the Sun Shines. And it is by Catherine Havener. I hope I'm saying that right, haven't I? Of course, seen the word a million times, and I've talked to her a lot, but I have never actually like heard
her name pronounced.
Never actually like hear things. You see things so much on the internet. It's called Nurses When the Sun Shines, and it's actually about night weaning. And whoever listens to the podcast knows that I'm not like, yes, night wean all your babies. Like it's hard. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
This book is so beautiful.
Oh.
It's all this very gentle, beautiful approach to creating some nighttime boundaries. My kids are 5 and 8, and they still read this book. And like in the book, there's like, I don't know, this cute little part, and they still like smile when it happens. And I know it's so cool. You're gonna love it. And the next prize is another book. And people may have seen me post about these stuff, but it's called the Nanas book, and it's by Haley Oman. And these are both kids' books. And it's just this cute little rhyming book about breastfeeding.
Oh my gosh.
And it's
great.
adorable and wonderful. There's actually a video of me reading it I think on Instagram somewhere. And then the next prize, yes, there's more. It is from Chompy Chic Jewelry. It's a nursing necklace, that like jewelry, that the babies can play with and chew on.
I tell people to get those all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
That's a perfect solution for twiddling too.
Yep, absolutely.
And the final prize is from Fairhaven Health, the Milk Saver on the Go.
Oh, you got to have those.
You have to.
Yeah, you got to have them.
And so that's all the prizes. And I actually didn't have enough room on the collage. I was like, that's it. There's no more room on the collage. But I'll throw in a bunch of Badass Breastfeeder stuff too. Like thank you for nursing in public cards or the keychain or a shirt or all of that actually.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So go and comment. Comment on the Badass Breastfeeder Facebook page. Comment on the Badass Breastfeeder Instagram. Comment on Dianne Cassidy Consulting Facebook. Dianne Cassidy Consulting Instagram.
Or iTunes review.
And iTunes review.
Yeah.
Yes. So we hope you're all really excited because we're really excited.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll talk about it more on social media too. So don't feel like you have to, only podcast for it. But
right. But today's episode is going to be about tips for pumping more milk. And I know everyone is pumped for that.
Yeah, this is huge.
This is a really big thing.
Yeah.
People are wild about this. They're like, I'm not pumping drops. Just drops come out. What's wrong? So we're going to talk about what's wrong today and how to fix it.
Yeah. The first thing we're going to talk about with this, though, and I know I say a zillion times, like a lot of the things that we talk about come out of what I see every day because I work with mothers every day. So yesterday I did have a mom who went back to work a few months ago. Her baby's like 6 months now. Went back to work a few months ago. And she felt like her supply is dwindling and I don't know what's happening. And is there a problem? And somebody told her the baby was tongue tied. And is that making her supply not good? And, like all this craziness going on. And she comes in and I'm like, okay, so what's going on with the pumping? What's going on with your supply? Well, I can only pump 5 ounces now when I used to pump 8 to 10. And I was like there and I go,
oversupply?
That's not normal, right? Like that's totally. She's like, but I was pumping so much more for it. I'm like, but why do we need to pump more than what your baby's never going to sit down and take 10 ounces out of your boob. Like, this is just not, we don't need that kind of supply. I know it's handy when you're at work and she's like, but it's like 2 bottles worth of milk. And I'm like, I know, but your body does not need to produce that much milk. So the first thing that we want to talk about with pumping more milk is, do we really have an issue where we need to pump more milk?
Right. Or knowing what to expect.
Right.
What is normal to pump? What is not normal? What do you need to pump? Because that's what you need to know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What should you be pumping?
Right. And what the expectation is.
Right. Because then you can have that in your mind.
Yeah.
Instead of saying like, well, I saw this post. The Badass Breastfeeder posted this post where this woman had 200,000 ounces in her freezer. But that is not, you are not going to pump that.
No.
Don't pump that. Don't even make that. Because I remember that too. Like, that's why I didn't go back to work. I was like, I can't pump all this milk. There's only like a couple ounces in the bottle.
It's daunting to feel like that too.
Yes, it is. But that you don't think like, well, that's all that baby actually needs.
Right.
And you're not trying to pump a year ahead of time, you're pumping a day ahead of time. Mm-hmm. So if you're pumping every day, you just need to pump for tomorrow.
Right.
And don't think that you can just, you can pump for the next 2 days and then not have to pump tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. Your boobs will explode. You got to keep pumping.
I know.
It's not, you don't get a day off.
Right. But people do think that. They're like, So for those legit, I really, really need to pump up more milk because I'm not getting enough for my baby at all. I'm short how much milk I need to leave for my baby. Or sometimes, and I know, Abby, you mentioned this too, like you could be one of those moms that doesn't pump much at all, or who doesn't need to pump much. And then a situation comes up where you do need to leave milk for your baby and you're not pumping well, or you're not pumping enough or whatever. So a couple of things. We're not going to get into this too much because we have an episode on it, but hand expression. Hand expression can sometimes do way better things for you than pumping can. So listen to that episode if you have not already, and consider hand expression if pumping is just seeming like it's not doing it for you.
Yes. And one of the things, so I have 10 tips right here.
Awesome.
And one of the things that goes along with hand expression is that you can actually even do this while you're pumping.
Yes.
So you can do it without, some people swear that electric breast pumps don't do it for them, and that they will actually hand express exclusively.
Yeah.
That seems hard to me, but some people, and then they're like, no, like the electric breast pump is hard for me. So you have to, try out a few things and find out what's good for you. And if hand expression works and you like that, the idea of that, and you can combine it with pumping by doing hands-on pumping. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a absolute number one pumping tip.
Oh, I agree.
Is
completely.
Hands-on pumping.
Yeah.
So this is a combination of breast massage and breast compression. So you're going to hook yourself up to the pump. And you can also, a lot of people like to do a warm compress first. Mm-hmm. Like warm up a nice little washcloth or something and put it over your breasts for a while. Get things nice and loose and warm. Mm-hmm. Hook yourself up. Is that a hook yourself up? That sounds not, doesn't sound very sexy. But so, start massaging. And I'm talking about, don't all the way over. Your milk ducts are all the way up into your armpit.
Yeah.
All the way in this very, very large circle around your nipple. All around. Up in there. And just massage kind of in a circular motion. You can massage in a circular motion and then moving down towards your nipple. And then go back to the outside again. Massaging in a circular motion down to your nipple. And once you've done that, you can then place your hand around your breast in like a C hold and compress while the pump is pumping. Mm-hmm. Compressing a little, squeezing a little. And more milk will come out. People all the time report like 50% more milk is coming out.
Absolutely.
And I think that's, it's because you can't, there's milk in there. It's like when you have, say you're breastfeeding fine and you're pumping and nothing comes out and people think, oh my God, I don't have any, my milk supply is low. Okay. What you pump is not a reflection of how much milk you're making.
Not at
That's all. Not, it's just not coming out. It's in there. You just can't get it out. You have milk in there. This is a way to help the milk come out.
Right. And a lot of people do that massage while they're pumping just kind of instinctively. And when I mention it to them, they'll be like, oh, I already do that. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm doing something that is helping, So it could be something that you already are implementing, or maybe it's something that you didn't think about, because sometimes when people are pumping, especially at work, they hook up the, the hands-free bra. Maybe they're doing emails or whatever, while they're working. I've had a lot of moms that will sit at their desk, if they have their own office, sit at the desk, do some emails, do some whatever, kind of distract yourself. And they're not doing the hands-on massage, and it can really help a lot.
Yeah. And I'll put a link on the website in this episode to like a video of somebody doing it so you can watch, like have a visual. That's one of those things I think has a visual is helpful.
It is. Yeah, it's helpful.
So also, don't you love it when people say relax? Because that's what I'm going to tell you to do, is to relax.
Yeah.
But that's really annoying. So here's some things to see. Here's something that can help you relax if you are feeling, because being stressed can, now we have an episode on stress and how, your stress is not making your milk dry up.
No.
That's not happening. But it can make it difficult to have a letdown.
Absolutely.
So one of the ways that you can help your body to relax is to do deep breathing. I talk to my kids about this. You can't just be breathing in and out slowly. This is not helpful deep breathing. The way to actually affect your central nervous system is to, there's probably multiple ones, but the one that I like is, I think it's called whale breathing, but not W-H-A-L-E. It's like it's after a guy named Whale, Dr. Whale, W-A-I-L-E or something. So you breathe in slowly for a count of 4, hold for 3, and breathe out slowly for 7. The longer out breath will actually help reset your nervous system. And I can tell you that this works because I had to get on an airplane a few weeks ago, and I don't like that. And I did that breathing for literally 2 hours. I was exhausted. But it really, really helped me stay on this planet.
Yeah.
Because I will go to many other planets in panic on an airplane. And I really, really, this works.
It does.
So
I've done it too. It does work. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that's something you can do. You can do it for I think they suggest doing 4 rounds of it. At least 4 rounds. So it's not like you have to do it for an hour beforehand. You can literally do that 4 times. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 3, and out for a count of 7. Mm-hmm. You literally only have to do it 4 times, and your central nervous system will relax. So I think that's helpful.
It is very helpful.
The other thing that I hear from people that I love is all of the ways that they kind of distract themselves or help think about, help bring on a letdown. Mm-hmm. So just relaxing, watching videos, looking at pictures of your baby, looking at pictures of Keanu Reeves, whatever you're into. Just looking at, seeing pictures, especially pictures of your baby. I actually have heard, too, that people will record their baby crying.
Yes, we've talked about that in support group, in breastfeeding support group before. Yep.
I think that's so awesome.
I know.
I remember, when I was lactating, being in a restaurant and hearing a baby cry, and, my boobs would just start burning.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, my God, put a boob in that baby's mouth before I do.
I know. It is it really can help. And I remember we were talking about this in breastfeeding support a couple weeks ago, and one of the moms was like, I'd feel kind of bad standing there with my phone videoing my baby while they're crying. I'm like, if the dad's changing the diaper or something, you can just do it. But that can really help a lot. Just something that will bring that relaxation, that letdown, the sensation that your baby is there with you.
Totally. And I think another good tip, too, is to not watch the pump.
Do not watch it.
It's exactly like a tea kettle. It will not come out. And there was this, I don't know if you saw this, it was this viral post a few weeks ago from Milk and Motherhood, this Facebook account, where the woman, a lot of people were like, oh, I already thought of that, but still, I'd never seen it before, where people covered up the bottle with a baby sock.
Yes, it's so cute.
She pulled a little sock over it.
Yeah.
And then you can't see what's in the bottle. And when you can't, it's better to just not watch and to not know. Just do something else.
Yes. Do your deep breathing. Close your eyes. Do your deep breathing. Right. Don't watch your bottles.
Deep breathe while you look at whoever you are into.
Mm-hmm. And should we finish the rest of the tips after we hear from our sponsors?
Oh, yes, we should. Thank you, Diane.
Yes. I try to be helpful.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Dairy Fairy. Expecting you to nourish your wee one while trapped in a blah beige bra. Changing into a completely different contraption, and that's putting it nicely, to pump in peace. Wasting so much time changing from your nursing bra to your pumping bra to nursing bra and all over again. The Dairy Fairy's mission is to support you with an all-in-one magical bra that multitasks as much as you do. Nurse, pump, or do both simultaneously, all while wearing a feminine and lacy bra that makes you feel like a mama, not frumpy. With a large collection of options such as bralettes and underwired bras and an extensive range of sizes covering up to size 44H. The Dairy Fairy's bras are a pumping mama's must-have. Snag yourself one of their magical bras with a 10% discount using promo code BADASS when you visit thedairyfairy.com. And today's episode is also brought to you by Fairhaven Health. The Milky's Milk Saver on the go is a mini version of the original Milk Saver loved by so many. The original Milk Saver is perfect for using on the opposite breast while breastfeeding to collect the letdown. But what about in between feedings or when you are out and about? The Milk Saver on the go is a discreet breast milk collection system designed to collect leaking breast milk when you are not feeding, so you don't waste any more breast milk to a breast pad. The breast shells can be tucked right into your shirt and then place your nipple right into the hole. The unique oblong shape allows you to collect more milk than other brands. Each shell holds about 1 ounce of milk, and people are collecting several ounces a day to add to their stash. It's not a pump. There is no work for you to do. It also helps protect sore nipples from rubbing and chafing while they heal. Head to fairhavenhealth.com and use promo code BADASS for 10% off your purchase. And these sponsors, their links and their promo codes can be found at badassbreastfeedingpodcast.com, along with all of our breastfeeding resources, all of our other episodes, and information about how you can schedule your online consultation with Dianne Cassidy, IBCLC.
So what do you got next for us? What's our next tip?
Okay, the next tip is get new pump parts. If you feel like your pump is tired and you have been using it for a while and you are just not getting the same amount that you used to, try replacing the parts because they do get old and they do get worn and then they won't work as well.
Yeah. And some insurance policies will cover new parts. So it wouldn't hurt to even like give them a call and be like, hey, you know, do you cover parts that go with my pump that you so kindly covered for me? So that wouldn't, you know, give it a shot.
Yes, totally. Also eat. Nourish. Yeah, nourish your body. Have like your favorite snacks and your favorite foods, and like just take this time to take a break, to do that relaxation, and to eat and nourish your body. It will respond. Mm-hmm. You can also bring with you clothes that your baby has been wearing.
Aww.
And smell them. Mm-hmm. You know, like we always hear, like babies, you know, leave a smelly, like a shirt you've been wearing next to your baby. But you can do the same thing. You can take their onesie off at the end of the day, provided they haven't had like a big blowout or something, and bring it with you.
I know, that's so sweet.
And your body will react to that.
Mm-hmm.
Your body will have like a hormonal reaction to smelling your baby.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's talk about flange size.
Ah, yes. I was going to bring that up too. Perfect.
Yes. Flange size is not a one size fits all, which unfortunately is what, like, there's like, nobody's talking about this. There's so little information out there about how important it is to have the correct sized flange. And I do like Facebook, whenever I talk on Facebook about this or post about this, there's always a lot of people that are like, I have never heard this before.
I know.
And so here's the thing, your flange could be too big or too small. And you can correct the size by, so you can measure. They come in like, you know, what are the sizes? Like 28 millimeters, 30, 32?
So right
30.
around there. Yeah, depending on the pump. Because like one brand pump will do 27s. The other one will do 28. 24, right around 24, 23, 24, whatever. I think that's pretty much like your standard size. It's very inconsistent. Some pumps will come with 2 different sizes. Some pumps only come with 1. Bottom line, if it's uncomfortable or your nipple is rubbing on the inside of the flange as you're pumping, because it does swell the nipple when you're pumping. So if it is rubbing and it's uncomfortable and like painful or just uncomfortable, then we need to look at different sizes, because that is eventually going to give you nipple pain when you're trying to pump, and it's going to keep you from getting the milk that you could get.
Right. So if you want to size yourself, hook yourself up to your pump. I like to say hook yourself up, because I don't know any other way of saying it.
I know.
It sounds like machinery. It is machinery. But so pump for a few minutes, because like Dianne said, your nipple will swell. So pump for a little while, get your nipple at the right pumping size, and then take the pump off and take a ruler that's got millimeters on it, and measure your nipple, not your areola, not your whole breast, literally your nipple. Leave about a millimeter on each side. Mm-hmm. And that's your size. Now, start there, put it on, pump with it. If you see your nipple rubbing on the sides, inside of the little funnel part, it's too small. Go a size up. On the other hand, if you feel like this tugging sensation, like it's being pulled and your whole areola is going inside, it's too big. Go down a size. And that should help you to express more milk.
Yes.
And things to remember. Your nipple size will change as your breastfeeding journey goes along.
Yes, absolutely.
So you might want to resize yourself like every month or so.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep, look down, and, you can do the ruler thing again. You can look at where your nipple is, because it'll change, just the way your breast changes size. Your nipple's going to change sizes too.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. In the beginning, the first couple of months, your body is fuller. It's a little bit more swollen. Then your body kind of like starts to taper off with milk supply, and everybody settles in and hormones shift, and you might not feel as full. You might not feel as big, and that's going to change. Your flange size could change. So, keep that in the back of your mind too. The other thing that I want to remind mamas, because I did see this week as well, is do not put your pump up too high. Having your pump on high does not equate more milk. You will damage nipple tissue that way. And that will, I mean, I've had moms come to me like, I'm having pain with nursing, I'm having nipple pain, the baby must not be latching right. And when we really talk about it and break it down, the pump is up too high and it's damaging nipple tissue. And that is where the problem is. Do not turn it on don't think, okay, I've only got 10 minutes to pump. I'm going to crank it up and just grit my teeth and deal with it, because I need to get as much as I can get in a short amount of time. That is not going to do it. Just put it where you're comfortable.
Yeah, and it helps to have a pump that you can customize, the suction and the speed, and get it to a place that's really nice and cozy for your breast. Yeah, because pain doesn't work for your body. That's going to work like in the opposite. It's just going to tighten up. But some people say, though, like, well, I just grab my pump and I just turn it up as high as it'll go.
Oh my gosh.
And like it pumping really shouldn't hurt like that. It's not.
No.
It shouldn't hurt.
And
if it does hurt, something's wrong. The flange size is off, or the pump, the suction is too high or something like that.
Yeah. Yes, definitely give a call to a lactation consultant. I've helped tons of moms with just the pumping piece, because that's a whole different animal than breastfeeding is. So it is like, you just have to, get the information that you need.
Yes. And my last tip is, if you leak in between breastfeeding and in between pumping, collect the milk. We were talking, when I was doing the ads, I was talking about the Milk Saver on the go. Mm-hmm. You can get one of those collection systems that will collect your milk in between. And you can add that to your stash.
That is
a lot
really
of people
helpful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really, people are always surprised at how much they're leaking.
Oh my gosh, I know.
It's like, oh, it's just a little bit. It just leaked through my shirt. No, if you collect it, you will be shocked at how much that actually was. So collect it, add it to your stash. And some people are adding ounces and ounces a day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've had people that like didn't even have to pick up their pump. They just,
oh my God,
do that. Yeah. And they say this is great, because you don't realize how much it really adds up to.
Right.
So get those. It's so helpful.
Yes. And then we've talked about this before in the episode of overfeeding.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have this freezer stash or you're pumping for your baby and you think that you listen to this and you're like, well, I'm positive that I'm pumping enough. Take a look at your care provider. Check to see how much they're feeding. Provide them with some information about overfeeding, because that's what happens a lot of times too. Is that people don't know how to bottle feed a baby because bottle feeding is so different from breastfeeding. Mm-hmm. And we just stick a bottle in their mouth and we, take it out when they stop drinking. Absolutely. Which is never.
No.
They will never stop. And then your milk will all be gone. So check that episode out. I think it's just called Overfeeding.
Yeah, I think
Overfeeding the breastfed baby.
So helpful. So helpful. Yeah. And that's it, huh?
That's all I got.
All right. If you guys think of any more, feel free to share. We always love to spread the love in the community. So if you have anything that really, really worked well for you that we didn't talk about, share it up.
Actually, go over to the Badass Breastfeeder Facebook page, the Badass Breastfeeder Instagram page, the Dianne Cassidy Consulting Facebook page, and the Dianne Cassidy Consulting Instagram pages, and leave it there.
Yes.
Leave your tips, and that your comment will make you be entered into our gigantic 100th episode giveaway.
It's so fantastic. I can't even stand it. It is so cool.
I can't stand it.
I can't stand it. I want one of those t-shirts.
I know. Free the mother.
Yeah.
Hold babies, not grudges. I love it. I know. It's so cool.
Awesome.
So I was like, do you want to be a part of my giveaway? Also, I want it to be that exact shirt.
Yes. Oh my God, I love it.
Because usually I'm like, would you like to give something? What would you like to give? With her, I was like, can I have that exact shirt?
That's what I want. Perfect.
Yes.
All right.
We'll see you next week for 101.
Woo! See you then.
Bye.
Bye.